Bauer's not coming.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and call tonight's meeting to order so that it'll be a very quick meeting. We'll call to order officially at 4:16, and we will note that Mr. Beasley and Ms. Bowers aren't with us right now. Ms. Bowers may be joining us later, so we'll go ahead and move on to our first item on the agenda, which is the approval of the agenda. So if everybody wants to take a look, and then we'll take a motion and a second to approve.
I'll approve.
Motion by Ms. Hill. Second by Ms. Ott. All in favor of approving our agenda, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is to review the meeting minutes from November 19th. So if you want to take a look through those, they're about 2.5 pages long. And we'll take a motion in a second.
You say 4:16, didn't you? Okay.
Motion by Ms. Ott. Do we have a second? Second by Ms. Russell. All in favor of approving our minutes from our last meeting, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to our good news report. It's been a busy month, quick month. Since our last meeting, we had International Day. We had our tradition tree lighting. All of our students did their map testing and did a great job with putting forth their good faith effort. Third grade went to the Lexington Children's Theater. We had Crestwood Christian Church come over and do a coffee cart and treats for everyone, and that was very nice. We had our PTA 3rd through 5th grade dance, which was supposed to be a silent dance. It was not ever silent. It was so much fun, but it was loud because they just thought they had to talk louder with the headphones on. But they loved being able to switch between the different stations and
then all of a sudden they all got up at the same time and did the cha-cha song. So great.
because they were all doing it in the gym too. So yeah.
Like all kids could participate and had a great time.
Yeah.
And I felt like all kids were respectful and kind.
Yeah. No, we had kids that had special needs there. We had minority families there, EL families there. We had lots of kids, and it was really a great experience for that. Then we had our buddy classrooms. We had our amazing PTA luncheon. So thanks to the PTA for their mows. And then this week we've kicked off our winter walks. This morning we had kindergarten and 3rd grade that they just get to come into the gym and walk while our teachers get to sleep in for a little bit longer.
So I think that is a smart idea.
I was unaware that was something that they really wanted to do. And I got big thumbs up.
We used to do it every other Wednesday.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more.
They're like at the bell and they're like, well, we didn't get a winter walk because you guys didn't go. I'm really sorry about that.
Okay.
The feedback I got from my kids was we had to walk, we could run, but I kind of ran. So we were
I didn't get extra time with Edith because of you. I'm so sorry.
So yeah, so tomorrow is 2nd and 4th grade, and then it's tomorrow is 1st and 4th grade, and then it's 2nd and 5th grade. And these are the pairings for our buddy classrooms. So these are kids that know each other across the grade bands. So there's interaction between those peers. So
continue to rotate all winter.
we just do it for this week so that staff gets the chance to sleep in, and it's just we do it sporadically. This is the only planned time that we do it because it pulls a lot of resources to keep just supervise and
Ideally, do
watch.
the buddies stay together or do they change every year?
Ideally, they're supposed to stay together where it's
Okay.
where they stay with their house year over year and getting to enter because they do the buddy classrooms do it K and 3rd by like all Turismo's in one room. So the goal is that those kids get to stay with their buddy similar and connect with them over time.
Yeah. Edith having anybody else.
Yeah.
This is off topic,
Yep.
but we were in Operation Secret Santa volunteering last night, and there was a ton of Glendover families, and it was really cute how many older kids were
That's
saying hi to,
awesome.
like Owen. I was like, how do you know him? He's like, he's my house chair, and like they like know each other, like, and they were helping each other pick out it was really sweet because it was something completely not school related, but like obviously those relationships have been made, and it's so sweet.
Yeah.
So
That-
it was really cute.
That's awesome. That's yeah.
I mean, it was just like 4th and 5th grade boys with their families who saw Owen and just like immediately were like, oh, do you need help? And it was just really sweet.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So any other items to share, good news to share? We got 3 days left till we pass the baton to parents for 2.5
Right.
weeks.
Oh,
Good luck.
You see Wicked in theater.
Good.
We have a super box, so I can watch it on the super box right now at home. It's you buy it on Amazon and it's no, it's legal. It says it's totally legal. Uh-huh. And so like it's got all like Mufasa's already on there.
Oh, in this theater.
It's called Super Box.
Super box. So
It's like a monthly?
nope, nothing. You buy it and then it's good forever. It re-updates. So
So you get all the new stuff.
well, I mean, I will say Wicked is in French.
Has to be.
Like the subtitles are in French. So, but
Justin knows about it. Carla, I'm okay with that.
yes, you want a super box? Great,
Yeah.
great Christmas present. Okay. Okay, do we have any public comment tonight? Awesome, great. Okay, we'll move on to our school improvement planning. So we are in 2 phases right now. We're in phase 4, which is the progress monitoring phase, and we're also in phase 3, which is reviewing our comprehensive school improvement plan. So this is an action item tonight. And I'm going to go very quickly through this because I will be honest, nothing has changed. There is nothing different on here that we have not already spoken about and had those reflections on. The state has made us go back to the statewide form, which is fine. So the top here just talks about kind of some of our needs and what those pieces are. Then it shows where our indicators are on the first page. As you go into the second page, we had to create a status goal now. So you can see on the first page, our current status in reading is an 83.5. And for reading and math, our goal is to increase that to an 85.5 at the end of this school year. So this just says we're still focusing in on writing, which is the same skills we've already done, and student engagement practices. Then when you go to page number 4, you'll see there's now a measure for science, social studies, and writing. Our goal here is to increase that score up to 71.3 as a status score. I will say science, social studies, and writing is the hardest one to show change over time because it's different groups of kids. So it's like when you look at our percentages, you can see as we go up and down as different groups of kids come through different groups areas. So
It's just 5th grade.
it's just 4th grade and just 5th grade. So we have heard that the whole assessment system's changing in the next 18 months again. So yeah. So again, same goals, writing, student engagement. For achievement gap, same goals, writing, student engagement, same activities. If you go to page number 8 in your packet, it says English learner progress. Our district goal is that every student will grow at least 0.5 on the access test. The access is the English language acquisition. At Glendover, if students only grew by 0.5 every kid, our scores would go down. So that's why we've kind of set our goal that we want kids scoring below a 3.0 to grow a whole point, and kids above that to grow half a point. So it's the same thing, but yes. Same objectives, writing and student engagement.
Our 24 level is 29%.
Only 29% of students last year achieved that, either growing a full point or a half a point. Yeah. Yes. So it was an intense. Yeah. And we do this in January. So this test is coming up in 3 weeks. Like they're testing really shortly.
Just like a general. question,
Yep.
Because there's so many statistics and so much data here, which I understand drives.
Yep.
All of the way the world works. But are there needs that are unique to Glendover that are not reflected in these statistics?
The main need is really in our English learner population, and seeing the influx of those newcomers has been a dramatic trend we've seen in this year specifically that's causing this need. And so today we talked with EL and we're like 12 kids away from them allocating us a 0.2, which is a day. Like, so it's dramatic how far we have to go to get those shifts. 29%, I believe. And I would say of that 29, 10% is newcomer, like very brand new. Yeah, no school. Lots of them are coming in with no schooling. We did just find out that we have one of our apartment complexes is now a site for Kentucky Refugee Ministries. So they're placing refugee families there. So we're supposed to be getting a family from the Congo coming from their refugee population. Like, so they're being placed there. So we'll start to get that influx. It kind of shifts around the city.
This, you may not know
Yep.
this, but I'm just processing it loud. Does Kentucky Refugee Ministries, do they have resources to partner with schools to help transition students?
They are supposed to, the level that they're so overwhelmed with the physical needs of the families that they struggle with the student needs. They put a ton of work into the parents, and they're doing job training. How do you ride a bus? How do you do it? Like, so there's a ton of work done into that and supporting that. But the work level at the school is not there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's from previous experiences. It kind of ebbs and flows. It's a nonprofit ministry. So it's very like depends on their funds and how everything goes.
And does Fayette County, has Fayette County as a district ever allocated resources or given any special attention to refugee family, students?
Not specifically to refugee, they do migrants. So there's the migrant program, which families that identify as being a migrant, they get additional resources. And like we have a student that's currently I don't remember what grade now, that's in that migrant program, and that person comes and tutors them at home, and then they're willing to come to school, and that's paid through Fayette County with those pieces. But we're not even allowed to know like who really is in the migrant program because it's
pretty strict requirements for the parents to identify to get into that program too.
So, and there's a lot of like immigration laws here, and so that's kind of where it comes in. And so a lot of our refugee families get support through that, but it falls a lot on our Family Resource Center and on school staff to bridge that gap and to have that help. And we've got a great relationship with the property manager of that apartment complex. They're Glendover parents as well. So we've got a great relationship with them. So they inform us of, hey, this family's coming in, and we kind of can work with them. And she's requesting like interpreters to come to the apartment complex to help them do applications there in a safe environment. So we're trying to bridge that gap in a bigger capacity with everything. So
which complex is it?
the Rivers.
Sorry for the
tangent, no,
but
that EL is probably the biggest area of need right now when we look. We told everybody. So yes, when we talk about what our biggest need is, it's really looking at this EL population and supporting their growth. So, yep. So next, if you go to page 10, you will see here, this is a new part in here. This deals with the quality of school climate and safety focus. So we kind of had designated 3 kind of focal areas here to work on school climate and safety. The first one is around attendance. And with that, our activities around attendance deal with increasing our Family Resource Center to full-time, implementing attendance into our weekly meetings. When we have weekly meetings, we talk about those attendance kids, and we're catching kids earlier. And then we're completing home visits with the DPP's office. Then additionally, we're increasing diversity-based educational opportunities for students because students stated that they didn't feel like there was as much awareness around diversity last year when we took this. So we're partnering with UK to incorporate more of those opportunities for diverse leadership. And then we're also doing the leadership opportunities for our students through the house chairs, through different committees to increase those components. And then the last area that we have goes on page number 12, which is the last page for you guys. And that is the family engagement component. This pretty much says that we will have a family and community engagement plan, which we do. So it says we have one, and we're going to do it. So that is that is our CSIP. Again, this is always ever changing. So we don't ever have to, like, it's never like we are set in stone. We can always make adjustments. We just have to have one time where it's like, okay, this is the official one, but it can change next month. So do we have a motion to approve our CSIP as it is written? Motion by Ms. Hill. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Ott. All in favor of approving our CSIP, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Awesome. And we will note that Ms. Bowers is now present in our meeting. So thank you to Ms. Bowers for being here. She was in another meeting. Okay, the next item on here is just your, you have the budget reports. The first one is our Munis statement. So we won't go in depth in that because I'll talk a little bit more in depth here in a second around that. But you have access to all of those pieces. I do want to let everybody know with item B here, due to our enrollment increasing, we did get an additional allocation into our Section 6 funds. No, I'm not putting that in the library books.
Good.
So, but so we received an additional $4,468 in this budget, which is great. If you remember,
Money for my request.
it's coming, it's in there. So this was $4,468.
Wow.
And if you remember last year, we had that big budget cut. So we lost a bunch of money. So we're starting to get back to that. So total now in Section 6, if you want to see the official number, it's on page, where to go? Page 3 is $50,228 is our official operating budget. We did also get carry forward funds, which were just funds we had left over from last year. We can carry forward roughly 10% of our total budget year to year. So we received $2,377 from last year's fund into this year's fund. So we were using that money for staffing and to support those needs that we'd already designated. So the next item you have here is a comparison document. I apologize, it got very small. It's after the Munis account. This just shows where all of our money has gone up till this point of the year, every single year. So you can see there's 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25, just to let you know where we're spending. Overall, we have spent about 44% of our total budget of that $50,000, which is right on track with where we have been in previous years. So we're in a really good financial state. If you see it says the word over, that just most of the time that means that we just didn't put anything in that budget. So it's like payroll. And remember, they just move funds around. Areas that are either at or above their budget is our library books is at 100% of utilization of their budget, which is great. We're getting great books. I watch on TikTok all the time of the librarians weeding their libraries and talking about how old their libraries are, and now I want to come and do it, but not really. I know you did, and put them all in Amistad's box. It's tomorrow's the last day. The next area deals with in regular instruction, other professional services, which I really don't know what actually falls into that category. We're at 97% utilization of that fund. Under regular instruction, other printing, we're currently at 163% of that fund. So we're printing more this year. That's sending things to printing. They are charging more. That's not the color copying. So
I wanted to send that poor connection stuff down there to be printed. And it's like
astronomical. Yeah.
nuts, like $1 a page or something.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm not doing anything.
The next one under regular instruction, supplemental books, we're at 132% of utilization. So that just means we've spent a little bit more, but we're coming in under in other categories. Let's see. Everywhere else is below 90%, or we didn't budget any money.
Why does kindergarten have its own section?
It's because kindergarten is partially funded by the state.
That's
So they're half
they
funded by
fund
the
it,
state.
yeah.
So the district has to kick in money. So that just gives you kind of a glimpse over time where we've been, but it just shows that we're in a really good financial state. We're not at risk of running out of money. We're able to buy anything we want to purchase with that. So then you also have the school activity fund, which has a total of $83,704.80 in it. So you have access to that. The next item, we do not have any committee reports today, so we'll move on to bylaw and policy review. We have 3 policies to review. I did not see any changes that I was going to recommend for these, but if you want to take a moment to review these 3 policies around school space, extracurricular programs, and program evaluation. If there's no changes, we're good.
Evaluate our extracurricular.
Through annual review of the policy. It's not in there, but that's just. We can add that if we would like to.
Like, I was just curious.
Is this as a concern to prime time?
That's not extracurricular. I'm just saying, like, how are we,
The quality, we're not. Currently, it falls into the evaluation system. It's how it connects in when we talk about staff members and what they offer.
Is the extracurricular, is it specific to? I mean, use examples, like the e-game club that a teacher here is
Yes.
coming, or is it the third-party programs that
Yes.
come in like Girls in the Run, or all of it?
It's if it requires a sponsor, like Girls on the Run requires a sponsor.
third party?
Third party, like there's not anything. It's just kind of
The whatever.
overtime.
Okay, so
Yes.
that counts.
No.
No,
That is not.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's-
not according to the, because yes, it is not because it is an outside department that is offering
So the
that
extracurricular-
service.
Some tied to a Glendover teacher that's sponsored.
So
That it
those
helps
will be going through the district.
So like.
They come
Nikki,
through
she's
me,
the one
Nikki was our.
and I
sponsoring.
approve
This
them.
was my sponsor.
Yes.
And I.
So yes, like though, and we're going to be doing a survey as we get into the spring semester about the programs, the additional third-party programs to say, okay, did we like that we offered these? Because we have a soccer one that's interested. We have the Y that's interested in offering different things. So we're going to do a survey of, hey, because I've got Tippy Toes that wants to offer something. I've got like I have a ton of these outside vendors that want to do this. They found this is a great market. And so we're going to get feedback from families. Is this something that we like to offer? Because right now, I mean, we have huge participation in those programs.
This is just on staff.
This is just, yeah, just staff.
They did the Lexington Children's Theater. Do
Mhm.
we have a Glendover sponsor?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Boroff did it last year. Ms. Bowling is doing it this year.
My daughter's done it twice and I've never once seen or had a communication from a teacher.
Yes,
And
it,
so
that is still more of one of those outside
Okay. But
programs.
sponsors go to the
The-
stipend.
No, I don't do one for them.
Well, then how do we know who does?
I can tell it's,
I'm just, I'm like,
Yes.
but they need a
What's the
sponsor.
criteria to determine?
That's my
the
question.
differentiation?
yeah, how many times that they meet. And it's really just kind of a judgment of their involvement
Okay.
is really what I'm
But I
looking
didn't even
at.
know she was here.
Yeah.
I never saw her.
Is
Yeah.
it listed somewhere? Like, here's the extracurricular we have. and
We're
here's the
working to get it
sponsorship.
on the website.
Okay.
It just hasn't, I have not gotten it there. And I'm not asking Miss Lane to do another thing because she does too much.
No, but.
So
Hours you do.
yes, like we said, like it's 8 hours. It was when we talked about supplemental duties. So 8 hours is $200, 16 hours is 400. It's a rate of $25 an hour. And so it really looks at what is the staff member's involvement in facilitating the club, like something like Miss McDonald in second grade is planning to offer a dance team. She's going to be highly involved in that. Whereas someone who, like Miss Bowling, who's doing like some children's theater, is more just supervising, like, so, and doing those components. So that's what we're kind of looking at and evaluate. And it's not a perfect system. Like as we're finding these new vendors, things are changing and it's ever evolving.
But when it comes to like the third party, that stuff, you don't, obviously you don't have to have a sponsor because they're in charge.
Yep,
All-
parents are in charge of taking care of all of it. You just pay that vendor and it's just here. So it's like prime time where they rent the facility from us. So
They don't get a kickback.
we do not get it. We have not at this point. If we continue on this path and we feel it's valuable, we may start asking for those pieces. Yeah. So
Providing the children.
Free.
Okay.
Free exposure.
did we, any edits or anything? Are we good to, again, these can come back up. I will tell you that Student Success Committee is still reviewing the wellness policy. There was confusion around what we wanted them to do. So I will going to reiterate what we want them to do with that. So, okay, so we don't have any old business, so new business. You have the enrollment update. You can see here, as of yesterday, we were at 455 students. That is now at 453. We had 2 students move yesterday. We also have at least 6 that we know of that are moving in January that are going to different schools. Yes.
Not like in one.
No, we've got multiple different families. Some are going within district where they've already moved. Some are moving to out of state. So we expect an upswing
It's a trend.
when we come back in January. We've enrolled kids this month. So you can see still first grade is popping at 95 students. Yep, kindergarten's 81. 5th grades are lowest right now at 59. So this is an ever-changing item each and every day. So then you have your attendance update, which just shows that illness is rampant. And shocking, week 15, Thanksgiving 2-day week, we were at only 91% attendance. Who would have thunk? Well, I mean, you look at 3rd grade, 87%, and they're already a small grade level. And so then you took out about 10 of them. Like it was, and some classes had all their kids and then other classes had a ton out. So
Wish they would just give us Thanksgiving.
yes,
I voted for that.
Me too.
So
My kids are always.
I
Yeah.
don't know where to say this, but I saw that the district is thinking of doing like next year's calendar, having the Monday after fall break off and the Monday after spring break. That is horrible.
Yep.
That is a horrible idea for families. Like, what in the world?
Yeah.
You've already
Yeah.
had to deal with childcare or whatever, or made different plans for a week. And then you throw in the Monday afterward. That's a terrible
Yeah.
idea.
this is currently that's being advocated by the teacher groups, is who that's so that there is time for them so that staff the reasoning they give is so staff don't have to work over their breaks. This gives a day for them to work before they have to come back. So yes,
Working over their break anyway. Like,
me,
manage
I'm
your-
here, but it is, but yes. So yes, that is coming.
Like,
That's-
I don't know how we can give our opinion about that, but.
That's going to the Board of Education is who is ultimately, because it's being asked to be a revision to the instructional calendar for next year. So anybody who wants to say that,
The members of the board, we are not allowed to directly.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
like, I mean, all kids, but I'm thinking like kindergartners, right? Like, you've been in school for about 4 weeks and now you're gonna lose a whole week of
6 days.
instruction.
6
Plus
days.
I mean, it's, well, more, I mean, plus the week, 2 weekends. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, that is just so many days you're not even in.
Yeah.
Kind of bad.
so yes, that's through the Board of Education. So yes, we strongly encourage anyone who has opinion on that to reach out to their board member and express their opinions
Not-
as a parent. You can, as a staff member, you can do it as a parent, but not as an employee. So
Even if we're on council. that's
you
fine,
can
too.
still express your, yep. So if you have an opinion on that, you are welcome to contact
It's not like change for-
Amy Green. So the next item on our agenda is just a staffing and hiring update. So we've been communicating through email, but we were allocated that additional special education teacher. It has been posted for almost 20 days at this point. We have one applicant who is not a candidate that we can go with. They do not have the correct certification. So
Six candidates.
no, it's not. So
Do you have an option six?
not yet. That one's coming. I believe that one's coming. I have heard that there's someone that is considering applying for this position. I have put it out into the subsystem just so that we can get somebody. It has been picked up right now for the start of January, but I don't know if that person will come or when they see the position, if they will choose to stay. So I will continue to monitor this and I will let us know, everybody know, as soon as we know anything with that. Additionally, we had a kindergarten paraeducator turn in their notice that they would be resigning as of Friday is their last day. For that position, we have had 0 applicants. So we are still actively working. I have put that out into the subsystem as well. We do have a sub, Miss Ritchie, who's going to pick up days whenever she's available for that. I do have a candidate that I've been told is going to apply. The benefit issue is a big issue with this. I've had lots of people reach out and there's reason they can't is because it doesn't come with benefits. So, so that's where we stand. So I will keep everyone updated.
Going full time, right?
Yes. Yeah. Or she's going to 0.9.
0.9.
So yes, Kim Novicki is now 0.9 and Krista McManus is now full time. If we had known that this was going to happen when we did the reallocation, we would have done 0.7s and 0.7s to better account for that. But we can't go back. So we're just going to continue down this path. But the person that I have is a stay-at-home parent who's got a kid at St. Michael's and a student at Veterans Park. And so this is a great opportunity for them to be able to drop off and then come over. I don't even know their name. So it's so. So, so yes, so hopefully that comes to fruition and we can have somebody in this place. But we do have that support of Miss Ritchie as well. The next page you have in your packet is just an update on our free and reduced lunch status. In order to qualify for Title I status, we need to be at 50% combined of free and reduced. So we need paid to be below 50. That's the key. And that has to be done by January 14th. As of right now, we are at 48.57. Of the 6 students that are moving that we know of, 5 of them are free and reduced lunch. So that's going to hurt. So, as of right now, I don't have a lot of hope here. I'm trying to have some more, but it's just, we've reached out to lots of people.
School has free lunch,
Yes,
so it doesn't,
yes,
that's why people multiply.
yes.
And
So,
why not include preschool because we use the resources.
well, don't even get me started on that because now they're moving preschool into us having to provide mental health and intervention. But they don't count for us.
I'm already providing intervention. What are they?
So yeah. So that's where we stand. So if you know of anyone or if you're listening online and you have not applied, please do. I am not allowed to send out a blanket message to everyone saying, please apply. But again, it's $110,000.
Can teachers send out messages?
Yes.
So is our FR.
We have been reaching out. We've been calling. We've called interpreters. And
Physically going to be.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like
All the things.
yes, we paid for an interpreter to be here for the entire day to do this work, like to help us to do all of this. So yes,
When new
That's a
families
lot
come in
of
and
other
enroll,
we're
do
doing
they
it
do
there.
that?
Yep. We're doing it during that time. So we're trying to get any family So as transitions happen over winter break, maybe we get an influx. So that's, yeah. So yes, that's where we stand.
The free reduce has to be over 50.
Yes. By January 14th. If it's January 15th, it doesn't matter. Yep. Currently, we need 7 students at this rate, at this number. It's going to change when all the moves happen.
So walk me, I'm curious, what is if we don't reach this, then what?
We lose $110,000.
So, but
Is your
how does,
next year.
what is? the
That's a teacher and a half. Teacher and a half.
That's next. for
That's next
for
year.
next-
Yes. So
so
yes.
it's not like,
Yeah, we'd be fine through the rest of the school year. It's just as we look at staffing coming up, we've already had to have the hard conversation about moving kindergartens to 0.5s. And we will have to be talking prioritization of a lot of different things. Class sizes would go way up. Like talking about losing intervention, we would definitely not be able to fund any EL positions. Like there's just a lot of, it's about a teacher and a half. Yeah. Because the key thing is, and my argument is, we have more free and reduced lunch students than some of the schools that are at 90% because of the size of their population, because they only have 300 kids.
Right.
And so their population is heavy free reduced, but the physical number is lower than we have. So, and that's been an argument for years for the Title I schools. I mean, you have schools that have 700, my wife teaches at Stonewall. They have 750 kids. They have more free and reduced lunch students than we do. And they don't qualify for Title I because they're not at the 50% mark. So yes, so that's where we're,
is that a state mandate that puts us that number?
Nope.
50%
that's a Fayette County.
districts?
Mhm. Yep.
So in addition to the instructional
changed,
calendar,
right?
when I call Amy Green.
Yep.
Also talked to.
Yes.
Didn't it change?
Yes, it was 45. Previously, it was 40, then it went to 45, then it went to 50. The reason it went to 50 is because high schools started to hit that mark. And so by high schools hitting that mark, it splits the funds so much further. So that's compounding everything. So
And they can't have different standards for different school levels.
No.
It has to be the same.
Yeah. Like, and there's different funding ratios. So there's a funding ratio from 50 to 60. Then there's one from 60 to 80, and then 80 to 100 is a highest funding. You get the most funding. So, and it's based on a per student value. That's how they calculate it. So that's why that money that we have in that school activity fund may be critical as we make decisions into the spring. So, okay, moving on to our next item, which is a fund request. I will turn it over to Ms. Bowers to share about what she wants. You sent the email.
My intermediate grades would like, I mean, primary could use it, I don't care. Vocabulary, it's a, I don't care, but it's a really great little, it's like educational fun videos, they're really catchy, the kids can learn songs with them. And it has quizzes built in that you can use, and it's great. So short little videos, we would very much like to have access to it. We've been stealing someone's license for quite some time, and now it doesn't work anymore.
So
So
does everybody in intermediate want this?
Yes. No, like,
third
we need,
through
no. We would like a license.
it's $138. I refuse to contact the man about what a school-wide quote will be because once you contact him, he does not leave you alone for the next 7 months. So if we get one license like we've done with Brain Pop and Brain Pop Junior,
Do follow the protocol that is the district software or licensing. So you'll have to put in a ticket. Tell me, I'll put in the ticket.
I don't
And
think it's
then-
going in my name with it.
No.
that's
I'm
going to
just
go in my
saying-
name.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
It has to be approved by the district, but it's already on the district. It's on
It
Navigator,
is.
so it doesn't have to be reapproved. Yeah. So, okay. So do we have, so
$38.
Yes,
Yeah.
$11.50 per month is
Make a motion. I will agree with that.
motion by Ms. Hobbs, second by Ms. Hill. As long as I don't have to email the man. All in favor of approving the fund request, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Awesome. So the next items on our agenda is just the supplemental items for next month. We'll be reviewing our writing policy and our family engagement policy. There will be some tweaks to the family engagement policy from what we have here. I'm just, because where we're Title I now, there has to be certain pieces in it. I'm just going to add a paragraph that says, in the event that Glendover Elementary is Title I, the following requirements will go into effect. So that it's just, yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to make it one paragraph so that it's not like through the whole thing, that it's just, here's this. If we're Title I, these happen. If we're not, we don't have to follow it. So, okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Ms. Lane, second by Ms. Hill. All in favor of adjourning our meeting, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned at 4:56. Thanks to everybody who joined. If you want